Kala Katimpi Lifoyoka.
The Chickasaw Academy Adult Immersion Program is a 3-year program. The first 2 years are focused on building our conversational skills, learning vocabulary, speaking with elders.
Elias Brown.
I'm a participant in the Chikasha Academy Adult Immersion Program. In this program, what we do is listen to elders, listen to old stories, and learn how to speak our ancestral language.
And our 3rd year is preparing us how to be teachers because they're molding us to be the teachers for the future cohorts. And so we have come a long way. Hey, Mom, Billy.
Growing up around it, I didn't learn it to speak it. I only heard words that were funny to me, that sounded funny. I learned words that made other speakers laugh. My dad and my aunties, they weren't taught the language. My grandparents were like, hey, you don't need this. You know, it was a choice out of love. We want you to succeed, so lovingly, we're not going to teach you our language. We want you to get really good at English and succeed in this world.
For me, language has been a recent discovery of a passion of mine. I had a grandfather who was full-blood Chickasaw, and he was a fluent speaker, and so were his parents, but he never passed that on to his children. You know, he went to boarding school, so it makes sense, and I understand why that happened.
My first days in the immersion program were immensely challenging. When it happened, 2 weeks in, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be a grind. This is gonna be a whole new perspective on life, but it's gonna be worth it.
For me personally, it was really intimidating at first. We won't always get things right, but I just don't want to mess up or say the wrong things around them. Luther, who we call Osto, works in our building. He's been really great, and he actually knew my grandpa, so it feels like, I don't know, I was meant to meet him because I didn't get to learn from my grandpa. Whenever we first started out, I would practice speaking to my dog, and you know, she can't talk back to me, but I learned how to say some commands, and so I started teaching her that. So I would just practice talking with her, and so she knows a few Chickasaw words or Chickasaw commands, so that's really fun.
Immersion learning is the way to do it because just within a couple months of immersion learning, you're going to be able to speak. You're going to be able to string together your sentences. You're going to be able to talk about what matters to you, things that you like, things that you dislike, things that you can cook, things you can't cook, things that taste bad or smell good, or talk about creating things. The language is now a piece of me. It's never going anywhere. But now my responsibility is to pass this on to my kids and let them carry this torch forward so they can think Chickasaw. They can exist with the through line from my ancestors to know what it means to live in this world and imagine it through a Chickasaw lens. This is absolutely gonna be my career. I will be doing this the rest of my days. This is my future.
So personally, within the 10 years, I want our community to grow, our language community to grow. To have more people to speak with, have conversations with, is for me a really, really great success because then it's expanding beyond our building.
10 years' time, I want to be a master proficiency level speaker. I want to be able to sit around with Lokosh, with Dr. Josh Henson, and be able to talk politics, be able to talk law, be able to talk insurance, be able to talk finance, be able to talk about anything that I could talk about in English. We have a responsibility that came with our learning to pass that on and share what we know now. It's a huge opportunity. It's a huge privilege.
My ancestors personally, I would like to think they're really proud. Being sent to boarding schools, you know, it's something they had to give up in order to survive. And I feel like to honor that is to revitalize it, to speak it wherever I can because they couldn't during their time. I would like to think that my grandfather, his parents, who were all fluent speakers, would be proud that I would like to bring it back to my family. I hope, at least by the time I'm an elder, that maybe I don't speak English anymore, that I can just stay in Chickasaw, and that would be awesome.